Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we'll be talking about why changing your belief system will help you break the anxiety cycle. So, your beliefs really do determine whether you recover from anxiety or not. I'll just give you a really simple example to start off. If you believe that anxiety recovery is not possible, you're never going to recover. And the reason that is because your beliefs determine what actions you take. If you have a belief that anxiety recovery isn't possible for you, you're not going to put yourself in these uncomfortable situations that lead to recovery. And even if you do, you won't be consistent and persistent enough because you're thinking, well, why would I put myself in those really uncomfortable situations when recovery is not possible for me? It's much more comfortable to be at home and relax and regulate at home and not take any uncomfortable action. So that's just one example. But it really is true that your beliefs determine the success of your recovery journey. And I'll give you a few other examples because you might be able to relate to these examples and maybe you hold these beliefs yourself. But if you believe that recovery is possible, but recovery will take you 5 years, because your situation is very severe. But you might be exposed to other people. Let's say some of my clients who recover in 3 months. You might think, well, that's not possible. That's not possible because in my belief system, recovery takes years, many years. And then because you believe it takes many years, your actions will be maybe delayed. Maybe you'll delay exposures. Maybe you'll delay getting into a regulation routine. Maybe you'll delay doing the inner work on yourself because you believe, oh, well, it takes time anyway. It takes many years. So I can just delay the process a bit more because it happens with time. That's another example of your belief system dictating being stuck in the cycle. Whereas if you upgrade your internal software, and your brain is soft engineered, so your brain can change at any point in your life, any age. If you're aware that when you change your belief system, that's when you get the best results and that's when you break the cycle, then you're going to do a lot of work to understand, well, what belief system or what set of beliefs am I holding on to that I might not even be aware of that is keeping me in the cycle? And that's the thing, guys. A lot of your beliefs you might not even be aware of because a lot of them are subconscious and a lot of them come from your childhood and were instilled in you at no choice of your own. It's not like you chose these beliefs. They were implanted in your mind through your exposure to your parents, to school, to friends. These beliefs are not chosen, but they pop up when you're going through anxiety, even in your 20s, 30s, 40s. And it takes a lot of self-awareness to understand, well, maybe I'm holding on to this belief and maybe that's not helping me. And you get clues to what your beliefs are by maybe some of your actions. Let's say you're not taking a lot of action towards recovery, but you really want to recover. Well, let's examine that. Why is it that you have a massive desire to recover, but you're not actually taking much action? You're not actually putting in the work? Well, maybe there's a belief that recovery is impossible. Maybe there's a belief it will just go away on its own. Maybe there's a belief that it takes many years and you can just delay the process. But by looking at your actions and examining the results you've got, that gives you clues to what your beliefs may be because your beliefs determine your actions. So it's so important to do the inner work on yourself during recovery to break the cycle, and I know a lot of people come to me with this belief that, oh, I know recovery takes many years, but then they see my client testimonials and think, well, Hope recovered in 3 months, Will recovered in 3 months. I thought it took 5 years, and it almost makes them question their whole belief system. I thought anxiety recovery took many years. But what it does, and this is a belief that will really help you recover, is understanding that recovery, it doesn't happen in a day, obviously. It doesn't happen in one day, of course. It takes some time. However, recovery is determined by the amount of actions you take and the amount of inner work you do. There's no it's about the changes you make. It's not about the time in which you make those changes. And that's what people get mixed up with. They think, oh, it's like a cold, it just goes away on its own. No, it really doesn't. If you have the same belief system and you carry out the same actions, whether it's safety behaviors, whether it's reassurance-seeking behaviors, you are going to stay stuck in the cycle. 100%, I can guarantee that with my whole life. So shifting your belief system to, oh, I know that recovery, there's not a specific time it takes. There's not like a time for every single person not struggling in which they can break the cycle. It really determines how many paradigm shifts do they make internally and what types of actions they take. Are they being accountable? Are they showing up and doing exposures every day? Are they regulating the nervous system? Are they showing to their body that they can feel anxiety when it comes up? Are you doing those actions? Because if you're doing those actions, recovery will happen very, very quickly. I can guarantee it. I've seen it in my life when I've made big shifts, and I've seen it in many of my clients' lives. So that's something I just wanted to share today, guys, that your beliefs, once you address the beliefs that are creating anxiety or that are keeping you stuck in the cycle, keeping you in this bubble, this comfort bubble, then that's when the actions become more effortless. Exposures become easier. Regulation becomes easier because you know that if you do those things, it will lead to the result of recovery. And I always use this analogy. If you're looking to recover without doing any inner work, it's like climbing up a mountain with a massive boulder on your back. Whereas if you're on the recovery journey and you've done a lot of work and you've understood the belief system that's holding you back, and you've done affirmations to change your belief system, and you've taken brave action, and you've got proof that you can handle situations you didn't previously believe you could handle, and on top of that, you've become self-aware of the thought patterns that are not serving you, and you've shifted your focus from those thought patterns, then you'll notice recovery will happen a lot more effortlessly. Still a challenge, don't get me wrong. However, it will happen a lot more effortlessly and it will happen a lot quicker. It will happen as well. Full stop, it will happen. Whereas if you don't shift your belief system, it won't happen whatsoever. So that's the video for today, guys. Make sure you're doing the work on your belief system. Affirmations is a great way of doing it. Exposing yourself to situations you didn't think you were capable of dealing with, which gives you proof that and helps you change your belief system. Changing your beliefs without action is redundant because your brain does need proof that you can do the things that you're telling yourself you can do. But without the belief, without telling yourself you can do it, you're not going to take the actions. So you need the actions and the belief. But when you have them together in congruency, you're at a magic place. You're gonna make a lot of progress, and you're going to see a lot of success, and you're going to break the cycle for sure. So yeah, I hope you've taken some value from this, and if you'd like my help in breaking down your belief systems, becoming aware of your belief system, and making changes in your life, you can book a call in the link in my bio on this video, and I'd be happy to help. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.